This is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live on this Tuesday night, ready to talk a little bit of that new AP Top 25, along with Are you ready for some football? An overnight party, however they say that thing for the NFL. And are you ready for NFL action that's coming this Thursday when we got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys? I'm in the house with our man T1 of City League TV, somebody else, Mr. Claiborne. The man has many hats. How you feeling this evening, bro?
I'm a little up under the weather, but I'm kicking. I'm kicking. Somebody try to take me out the game, but I'm still here, baby. I don't know who it was. I'm hunting for him, but I'm still standing. If they hey bro, if they listening, if you're listening, I'm still standing, baby. I'm standing strong and I'm still up and running. Good to see y'all, brothers. Good to see y'all, fellas.
If you find them, let them know we're gonna pull their toenails out.
Yes, sir. One at a time, one clip at a time.
Yeah, y'all funny.
We also got our man FanDuel of the FanDuel Zaya podcast. How you feeling this evening, bro?
I'm good, man. Y'all know what it is. We back with another banger.
Back with another banger. We're not sure post-game parlay Paul Mossberg gonna make it in this evening. We know they got some things on their agenda. They might not be able to make it. But you got us three, probably the best three.
We all the best three. Whatever three on here, the best three.
That's right. Whoever's on here is the best, right? What's y'all's thoughts on this top 25 that came out today, man? Does it look good to you? Did you see some things about it that you was like, what? How are you gonna do that? What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, it was my top 10 at least. I would say was damn near identical to what they had for real. It was a couple teams that you could shuffle around, but I thought they got it pretty much correct. I would have liked to see Utah a little higher. I've been telling y'all about Utah. Utah looked like the best team below 15 in my opinion this weekend. Outside of all them teams. But really, I can't complain about the top 25. And even if somebody do got complaints about the top 25, just understand it's all gonna work out. It's all gonna work out.
Oh yeah, it's way early. Moss B in the building. What it do?
What's going on? What's going
Games
on?
popped in the building. We got the top 5 or 6 up in here.
Yes, sir.
What's up, fellas? What it do? What it do?
What
How's
up?
it going this evening?
Y'all must have heard me say this is the best three, and y'all must have said, "Hey, no, we ain't going for that."
So we got to get in the building, man. We in the building this evening.
How you feeling this evening, Mossberg? You all right?
Man, feeling pretty good, man. I was just sitting here kind of figuring out how to, I don't know, let the world know, let everybody know, y'all guys know, man. I'm just excited, man. A lot of things changing. I appreciate that call yesterday, Zay, man. Just been definitely thinking a lot and just situating things and moving forward, man. But this podcast, this here, man, it's like butter to the toast, whether it's dry or not. And it keeps me motivated in doing things on a daily basis with life, you know, as a father, as a man in general. So, man, it's just good to see everybody on these screens and let the world know, man, we here from the Midwest. And as they say, man, we back with another banger.
Hey, I gotta add the sound to the stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna come, man. It's gonna come.
We also got our man Post Game of the Post Game 86 podcast. Me and him are the only two on here whose team did not win this weekend, but we still good. How you feeling this evening, bro?
Yeah, what's up, y'all? I feel wonderful. I got to rewatch the game. I seen some things that can encourage me as an Irish fan, so I'm ready to roll. I gotta give a shout out to Mossberg. I didn't get a chance to over the weekend, man. You know, all summer long we laughed at you, and we didn't see a path to victory for Florida State over Bama. But your team got it done, and congratulations to you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Respect. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up where we left off at. We talking about this top 10, fellas, and I think it's cool. And like Zay said, we all know it's way early in the game. It's gonna level itself off. But one that was just real surprising to me was Joe Klatt. His top 10. He threw your Seminoles up in there, Moss, and I think that was the first and only one that I saw, and I saw quite a few top 10s, and all of them pretty much is about the same, except for Joel's. He threw Florida State up in there, so I guess he saw something and he believed that Florida State is back and contender. If somebody believed that you're top 10 right now, that means they believe that you got a pretty good chance of making this playoff.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that. Shout out to Joe Clapp, man. I appreciate the shout out to my Seminoles in the top 10. I've been locked in on this Fox network with Clapp and Gus Johnson because they bring a whole different spectrum of broadcasting. I'm saying words that you just don't hear every day, and I watch them every weekend and look to see what new things they popping out and saying because it's entertaining. And it's just something to watch. So definitely shout out to Clapp as well as Gus Johnson too.
What's your thoughts on that top 25 post game?
Yeah, it pretty much shaked out how I thought it would. I thought they showed Notre Dame some love. I thought they would get outside of the top 10, but I was surprised that they were able to stay in the top 10. No surprises to me though, outside of that. But I mean, Ohio State was worthy of the number one ranking after they defeated Texas. LSU, you got to rank them high. So I'm cool with the top 10. It looked good to me, fellas.
Hey, post game, all due respect, man, that was a tough loss for y'all, and a loss that I don't think is going to hurt y'all any. I mean, you're on the road in a very hostile environment. Game one, that was a game. Like I said before, that was a game, and that was some of the fireworks and sparks that people was looking for in that Ohio State Texas banger. But that was one hell of a game. That was a great game to kick off the college football season. So, and I think your squad gonna be all right.
Yeah,
100%. I agree with you, Ty. But the thing is, this college football and the margin for error is slim.
But
So
yeah,
if Notre Dame mess around and lose to Texas A&M, it, and then we, had just so happen to slip up in one of these trap games, man, we out the playoff picture. But I agree with you. I think we'll bounce back. That was a fire game, man. That was a banger. And I think they'll bounce back and they'll be just fine.
Robin is in the house with us this evening. She says, "Good evening, fellas. Just getting off from the hospital. What's up? Great game for sure. Robin's a huge Texas Longhorns fan like myself, and we doing all right. We doing all right.
that's
When I
right.
look
I hope you're doing all right too, Robin. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, for sure. I looked at that top 10 part of the top 25, and when I looked at it, I said, well, Clemson was at home, only scored 10 points to a very good LSU team, and they're at 8. But Notre Dame went on the road to Miami, and they lost by 7. Why couldn't they put
3.
Clemson
They lost by 3.
by 3? Why couldn't they have put Clemson at 9 and then had Texas at 7 and Notre Dame at 8? I didn't think they should have been ahead of Notre Dame, but I mean, it's only one spot, so it ain't that big of a deal. But still, I think that their loss was worse than Texas' loss, and it was worse than Notre Dame's loss because both those teams was on the road. So I thought that should have been flopped.
I looked at the top 25, and I also looked at, when they say schools that got vote, but that's right outside the top 25. It's a total of 13 SEC teams. And I'm like, I'm just so tired of this SEC crazy bias. It's just like crazy. Like when you added those teams in, it was like 13 teams. It's just something crazy. So they just have to they gotta stop that stuff, man. It's starting to be sick.
Yeah, I think I don't really have nothing outside of how they rank the top 10, top 25. Of course, I'm definitely happy with the way they put my Seminoles up at 14. I didn't see that high of a ranking coming, but I'm definitely I watched the game quite a few times, and after watching quite a few condensed games over the weekend, this Florida State defense, man, I'm gonna keep speaking about them. They remind me of that Mickey Andrews defense. I won a national championship in the way they fly around. So I know it's some things we can work on, get better at as the season progresses. But another note, the top 15, everybody was talking about Miami, Florida, and Florida State right now, and they all in the top 15. And you got 4 ACC teams in that top 15 as well. And I think throughout the season, it'll be nuck if you buck type of style. And I think this ACC is going to be a conference that people have to really recognize, and appreciate you as well this evening. Good evening, Josh. Appreciate you joining us as well. So I just think that's something to look at. The rankings is very good. Even South Carolina being at number 10 after the way they displayed this weekend also. So kind of agree with you on the Clemson Notre Dame. That was a tough game to lose by 3.
Hey, I think they messed up with this, talk about, hey, 4 automatic Big Ten, 4 automatic SECs, and only. I think they messed up there because I think what I personally saw in his first week, man, it's possible that it may be spread out even more. And now we may have some teams over in the ACC that can bang. And we may have some teams over there in the Big 12 that can bang to where it's not just like the automatic top 4 in the SEC and the Big 10 is head above all of these other teams. I saw some teams look impressive and look like they made a step forward from last time I saw a lot of these teams.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, that's on the commissioners. They bowed out of the race too early.
now, Zay, I know you post game as well as WTP. I know y'all mentioned a lot about how this transfer portal has been. Now, I forget what year we are in with the nil and the portal. Some of the teams some of the teams I've been noticing are starting to, if you think about some of the classical teams, like teams that's won championships, let's say in this top 25, how they formed and started to recruit within their own state. A lot of teams are starting to line up, have some of them hometown players mixed in with some of those Georgia players, Texas players, California players and things like that. So, that's something, I had overlooked for my Florida State team, how we been getting some Florida players, but mixing it in a little here and there with the transfer. So I think it's fair enough for some teams in a way too. What's your thoughts?
I think everybody should have the same amount of money. That's what I think. If Ohio State can spend $30 million, I think Texas Tech should be able to spend $30 million as well, or Northwestern or whoever. I think we all should be able to spend the bag, because what we're seeing is, like, we just had a recruit that came in for the Texas game, and he flat out posted his stuff. He wanted to know how much money he could get. We're not tolerating that, and we send you packing right away. And he went publicly and said, Ohio State is officially off my radar. Like, it's real, and I wish everybody had a bag to throw out so that a kid can go where he wanted to go outside of the money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think every situation is created equal. Like, I mean, I think we seeing it kind of with Bama right now. Small town. They said Bear Bryant's son is their biggest donor. That's not a problem. Ohio State got. I mean, we live in the city. That sounds like a you problem. I don't think all situations is created equal. So I don't want everybody to
Have
be.
a bag.
I mean, no, everybody can have a bag, but everybody's not always able to be equal in every situation. It's just not.
Oh no.
That's not how the world is
Yeah.
created.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you doing, Miss
A
Lala?
bag ain't gonna get it for you.
I'm all right. I hope you're doing well too.
Same here. Just Robin said. And I mean, I agree. I think like when it comes to the nil money, all of that, you got to think of some of these schools having big alumni. We don't know what go on respectively in their personal life and things like that. But it's also a shout out to the Ohio State, man. It's a college. We know what they do, man. They support each other. It's like a fraternity down there, and got to give them respect on what they do. You've seen who they had at their game this past weekend with Texas. You're talking about players from the national championship from each one that they have had in the last years. I'm dating even 20 years ago. You've seen those players there. So when you got colleges and players, alumni doing those type of things, I think that gives that, not benefit, but you see the difference in that. So I mean, we can't negate that. OSU does what they does, and I think if other schools, do those type of things, you will see a different level of nil possibly come out, and more things change.
Yeah. We got a couple of questions in the chat for individual people. So post game, Notre Dame went from being ranked 6th to 9th. Do you feel like Notre Dame can afford 2 more losses and make the CFP?
I don't, Rob. I really don't. Texas A&M after this bye week here is a must win. We got to get the job done. We got to fix our mistakes. We got to coach these guys up. We got to fix some schemes. We got to fix some play calling. And we just got to be prepared, man. I didn't see no swagger or no dog like I did during that playoff run from the Fighting Irish. So they got to fix some things and get themselves together. I think they can do it, but I definitely don't think they'll make the playoffs with 3 losses, and especially because Miami and Texas A&M are probably going to be our best 2 opponents left on the schedule. So they got to get the job done against Texas A&M and try to go, you know, lossless for the rest of the season.
You said who the best opponents left?
Miami, I said their best 2 opponents are probably Miami and Texas A&M.
Don't they play USC?
You know what, T1? Now that I think about it, I don't know what USC is going to be yet, man.
Yeah, me either. But guess what, post game? I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I truly believe if a 3-loss team is going to make the playoffs, and probably almost ever, if a 3-loss team is going to make it, it's most likely going to be Notre Dame.
I just don't see the strength in their schedule this year.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
Not for 3 losses. For 3 losses, I don't think Notre Dame makes the playoffs. They got more. Texas.
Can you give me their schedule? Because I think they have way more than 2 more hard games on their schedule.
I mean, I wasn't saying like it's gonna be easy, but to make your case for the committee, you gotta at least get out of Miami and Texas A&M. You gotta get one of those games.
Yeah,
you just got to.
For sure.
I mean, outside of USC, what do we believe in? Syracuse? Do we believe in Boise State? NC State? I don't think so, fellas. So this Texas A&M game is crucial, and then we'll see what USC is talking about come November.
I I don't know if y'all seen Texas A&M, but I'm having a hard time to believe in them too, though. And that's supposed to be one of y'all marquee games, and they struggled this weekend. So I mean, we gonna see how these seasons play out, man. It's looking like y'all schedule. I mean, y'all didn't do this on purpose. Y'all can only play who y'all schedule and who y'all facing.
Right.
It don't look like a weak schedule beforehand, before the fact, but this is turning out to look, actually, after seeing all these teams this weekend, that it could possibly be a bad schedule.
Possibly.
Well, if
Remember,
it's a
it's
bad
only week
schedule,
one
ain't no
too.
way they getting in with 3 L.
That's what I'm saying. But again, also, fellas, it's only been 1 week.
Right,
But you got
right.
to think though,
Let's
also,
please remember that part.
I mean, I get the 1 week, but you got to think they lost to Northern Illinois. I know it's last year, and you got to think of how people looked at Notre Dame throughout the season. So this is big. If Notre Dame lose this next game, I think it's very possible that they drop them out in similar ways of Alabama. I'm talking 4 spots or more.
Oh, you said if they lose this week coming up?
I would say they can't lose this
Who do
week.
they play this? Who y'all play this week post game?
We on bye. We
They
Oh,
we
on bye
got
okay.
week.
I
They
mean,
play
the
Okay.
following they got Texas A&M. I think.
Oh, Texas A&M. Okay.
the
Following
following.
that week. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I agree with him. The third loss would definitely hurt him for sure because they'd be digging out the grave for real.
yeah, that would be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
But
I
we
agree.
we definitely can't lose more than 2 games this season. So that's my thoughts on that.
Your teams that took a loss this first week that was in the top 25, they are playing catch up. That is a simple truth.
They only got 1 game left of the margin of error. If you already got 1 L, you only got 1 more game left in your margin of error.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
then it's
you're
on
gonna
and
be at the
popping.
mercy of the committee.
But see,
Yeah.
dog, I gotta say this too, though, man. It's just funny. These Marcus Freeman teams always have a letdown in September, man. Always. But then for some reason, it light a fire in them, and they go on a run. So we'll see what happens.
You know, Josh is saying that they let Alabama go in the national championship over in the 14 playoff over Florida State. I don't think you're gonna run into one of these cases like that again. If it would have been more than 4, they would have worked it out. But now that it's 12 and going to 16, I don't know if you're gonna run into a case as similar as that one. I mean, you might have a scenario where it might be you might have a 3-loss team out there and a 2-loss team in the conference championship game who might lose, and now they both got 3 losses and they both in the conference championship. I mean, in the same conference. You might have a little dilemma there, but I don't even see why, because that team that was in the conference championship should be ahead of that already conference foe that got 3 losses. But I mean, I don't think that scenario is going to come up again now that we got 12 to 16 teams.
Yeah.
Not unless you think Miami got dealt like that last year. That would be a good scenario too, because Miami had what, 1 loss or
If
2?
you
2.
if you think about it, you know, just Clemson, Miami, Florida State, ACC, you got them all in this top 15, and they all got to play each other this season. That's going to get crazy in this top 15. I think the ACC might have something similar to what the SEC had with that situation of South Carolina, Bama late in the season, and even just one of the teams having 2 losses. So it's going to be some scenarios to look at, I think, even with this, but I think it'll make it easier. It's going to get crazy. But yeah, having that loss now is something, man. It's something.
Well, the ACC was so bad last year. That's why that only happened to Miami. That was historically bad.
Yeah, they were
last year.
horrible.
I agree.
Well, they're looking a little stronger after 1 week so far. We got a question in here for T1. Are there any games on the Buckeyes schedule that you are uncertain about the outcome?
No. I mean,
I already knew it.
no, and I'm not being a homer. I'm not being big headed or anything. I'm if anything, I'm more confident because before I saw my defense play one down, I told y'all this defense is going to be better than our defense from last year. And now, from what I saw, this defense can actually be special because Matt Patricia may know how to confuse these college quarterbacks with the talent that he has on his defensive side of the ball at Ohio State. So we know that was just one game. So it's going to be interesting to me to see how this defense progresses because as long as this defense get better each and every game, and then come November, we're playing our best game and leading into December and the playoffs. This defense can be something special. We were this close to shutting out Texas. Do you know how hard that is? We were this close to shutting them boys out. So, no, there's like nobody on this schedule. If there was somebody that I had to think about, it wouldn't be Penn State because we own them. You know what I mean? But we all know eventually all good runs eventually come to an end sometime or another. I don't think it's going to be this year.
What
So
round you
Josh
speaking
says y'all
about?
go undefeated.
Huh?
Josh want to know if y'all go undefeated. Is that what you said?
Man, and see, look, and Zay can second me on that. I mean, it's just so many
City League
in
Hotline.
in these 2000s. I mean, every year we look at our schedule and we're thinking undefeated, you know. And when we did get popped, most of the time, and even most recently, we would get popped by a team that you didn't think that they was going to beat us. You know, whether it had been a Purdue or Iowa, and then just last year, the rival Michigan. You know, so no, I don't see it. We don't see much of that stuff on our schedule. We don't see many L's when we look at it at the beginning of the season. Do we say?
That's very true. It's always we're going to be favored, and we just got caught slipping. You know what I mean? It's always something like that. That's why it's hard to predict Ohio State loss.
Yeah.
But I still see a few scary games on our schedule.
What games are those, Zay? Let me know.
I mean, the Washington game. Did y'all not see what Desmond Williams did and Jonah Coleman and Denzel Boston? I told y'all
I don't know about
they got a triple threat over there. And if our offense get off that bus sluggish, off that plane sluggish, that game could be scary because we got to go all the way to Washington and play them.
And that's another team that's not in the top 25 that I'm glad you mentioned too, Zay. I was surprised that they didn't slide in the top 25.
Well, they got more stuff to prove over there. You know, they had a bad year last year, but you see they got talent on that offense, all through that offense. So they don't have a Big Ten defense yet. That's the thing. But you never know. If your guys do not show up and play against them, they going to clip somebody. Because they can put up points with anybody.
They got a high-powered offense, yeah.
Mossberg, they got a question in there for you. How are you feeling about your Seminoles going from unranked to ranked 14th in the AP poll?
And should I play the theme song? I'm not honestly. I'm not gonna say overly excited. I'm grateful for the ranking because I think that goes to show what we've done in the off season, man. I think every video I watched, it was helmets. It was sweat. You just heard the coaches. You heard whistles. So that means them passes hitting. Everybody out there moving and doing what they got to do. And I think, you know, when you come in off of a 2-10 season, being Florida State, it's something to prove. You know, everything is on the line. And I think we just showed and not only put the world on notice, but let everybody know this is something you got to get used to in Florida State. And a lot of these players that you're seeing are going to be there for a few years outside of what we losing coming year, but I'm very satisfied. I think we still have more to prove. You know, we want to go out each week and show everybody we still not ranked in our minds. We not even thinking of that 14. We got a goal this year, the ACC championship and more. That's our goal coming in off that 2-10 tumultuous season. So I'm definitely happy, but not satisfied. And I think you all understand what I mean when I say that.
Man, tell the people the truth, man. Tell the people the truth.
And I'm being honest, man. Like I'm definitely excited. Don't get me wrong, but you got to think everybody going, why is Florida State jumped that high and Clapp got us in the 10? You know, he's the only one that put us there, but we still got to prove week in, week out. Now I feel we got a target on our back, not only because we Florida State, but what are we going to do week in, week out since we just did what we did to Alabama, even though we had that crowd was unbelievable, man. I haven't seen our crowd that hyped in a few years. I will say that. Like, that crowd was different. So, man, I'm just looking forward to this Saturday, moving forward throughout.
Hey, man, listen, when we get off a string, Moss going to roll him a fat one. He going to put on his robe. He going to turn on his disco ball. He going to play that theme music, man. He going to play that Florida State theme music.
So I got to get it going right now.
You got to tell the people the truth, man.
I was trying to keep it off the string, but, you know, I'm just trying to be humble about it as well, because I think it's just unfinished business. It's a bounce back, and when you Florida State, 1 week is not enough. You know, we looking forward to January. We want to be in Hard Rock Stadium and Miami Gardens. We want to be home and dethrone it. That's what we're looking to do this year. I'm gonna just be all honest, and I'm in for it. And just to say, Parlay Poe, we are 14, and Michigan is below us, baby. I just had to say that to you on here one time for the one time.
Hey, I'm with Zay now, Moss. You got to let them hang a little bit, bro. Y'all only won 2 games last year, man. Come on, man. Ain't nobody got no time to be humble or nothing. And my team coming off a 2-win season, and we just went and smacked Bama. I'm not humble. I'm talking the most shit I done talked in the past several years, man. You back here chilling, like Zay said. Stop playing.
They got a question in there for you, FanDuel, Zay.
I just had to hit it for one time for you, Zay.
We know you wanted to. You was itching at it.
Oh, you know I was.
At FanDuel, Zay, do you like having the Buckeyes at number 1? Did they do enough, in your opinion, to jump Penn State?
Man, these rankings, man. When the last time we seen a team go from number 1 from the beginning to the end? I mean, it's a ranking. I don't think our players care about it. Just like we took down all the national championship stuff from last year out of the facility. These dudes is hungry. That ranking don't matter much at all. They hungry, bro. They want to prove their own point and say, like, yeah, we lost a lot from last year, but we reload around here. You know, so I really don't care about the ranking. I really wish we wasn't number 1, though. So when we play Penn State in a few weeks, you know what I mean, we could knock off another number 1. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wish it was that case, but
maybe they'll jump us. Maybe they'll jump us after the Grambling or OU game.
let's lay an egg against Grambling and let them.
No, we ain't gonna lay an egg, but maybe they can just say Ohio State ain't play nobody, and Penn State, you know, just look like something. I don't know. I don't want to be number 1 either.
They might
not right now. I don't care, but y'all can have it. Give it to Florida State. I'm quite sure they won't hold it for a second.
And you know, when we get number 1, you know we don't let it go. Go check it out.
We've been talking a little bit about Kalen DeBoer and the Alabama team. What's the situation with him? Is it possible that he could be on a hot seat at season's end?
Man,
he on the hot seat now. Game
That's
1.
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I'm waiting for Zay. I know Zay ready to answer this one. It's all you, Zay.
Am
I know
wrong?
you've been on
He's
the
going in and out like the Matrix.
Man, listen, I'm over here trying to create this little horn to put on here, but DeBoer ain't on the hot seat, man. They not about to spend $70 million to buy this dude out, bro. He's on contract until 2031. His
Mm,
seat can't be hot, bro. You just
mm,
got to deal with it now. Hey,
mm.
each year, I think, or something, I think I read it. I think each year his contract goes up a percentage of what the buyout is. Right now, it's 63 million actually. So they just got to get closer and closer to 2031. And we might be seeing the end of the. We're in the midst of the end of Bama for real, in my opinion, because they can't match the Texas money. You got the Texas school in the SEC. I mean, you got Texas A&M. Then they can't. They don't have Saban no more. Who's the new Saban in the SEC? That'll be Kirby. So they just on the back burner right now, bro, and they gonna have to recoup after 2030. I would say somewhere around that time. They're gonna have to go back to the drawing table and figure out how to get on. Hey, I'm gonna go out and come back in though.
That was a
What's
deep
your
statement.
thoughts on that post game?
Oh man. Me personally, I don't think DeBoer is a good fit at Alabama. I just don't, man. I just don't think it was a great hire to replace somebody like Saban. Now, of course, it's only been 1 week. He'll get his chance at redemption, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves and turn their season around. But I just don't know how patient that spoiled fan base is going to be with their coach. Zay made a really good point about the contract. You know, that is a lot of money to be paying somebody, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I ever seen a coach not get fired because of the contract they had, though. I don't know. Maybe
They got
y'all.
money out here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's something to look at for me. But you got to think Bama's lost some big games, you know, in his short time there as well, and that's a good thing when you say end of an era as well. Alabama, Zay, that's something to look at. And for me, you know, my thoughts is this too big of a conference overall for DeBoer? You know, is it moving up too fast, or do we need to find another team before moving into a prime position like this? You know, Bama is no joke. You cannot have these type of seasons at Alabama. You know, you coming in after a successor in Nick Saban, so they wondering, you know, who's replacing, and now they see. So I'm sure the fan base not happy. I mean, me as a Florida State fan, we was going through that same thing with Mike Norvell. So I understand what it means to go through what Alabama is currently going through. We've been through that the last few years, but you know, we as you see, you know, it's meant different things. Maybe they need to switch some things around with the coaching staff, and that'll play a big factor in it. So, what's Alabama's identity right now? I know you guys asked me that at Florida State. We didn't have one last year. Looks like the same thing at Alabama this year. Until they find the identity of who they are, I think that's when we'll be able to really go back and answer this question even more, because we don't know who Alabama is right now, and that's just not good for college football itself. We want to know who they are, just as everybody was trying to figure out who Florida State is. I think, you know, it's more to look at that game. You know, that's just a great question.
Hey,
You want to take a stab at that, Ty?
Nah, I'm good. I said mine.
Cam Newton said something real interesting. I think he was on ESPN earlier or something. He said he don't understand why SEC teams hire guys that's not SEC coaches. And I think that could be a real thing. You don't understand SEC football. Why are you bringing somebody that came from the Pac-12, which is more of a conference like the Big 12 more than anything, and you throwing him in the middle of the SEC and thinking he gonna do something? He don't understand the dynamics and the demographics. You can't come out there. Hey, and this is another thing. Did Florida State? I don't think we ever seen this. Florida State looked it bigger than Bama.
Good point. Good point, Zay. Great point.
Yeah, I agree with what you just said, Zay. And I think that was one of the reasons why Texas was able to be successful in year running the SEC because they hired a person who had coached in the SEC and understood the dynamic of the SEC. I know earlier in our chat we were talking about the success Kellen DeBoer had in other places, but the difference in that SEC and that Pac-12 is probably going to take you some time. But I think the reality might be, and I think Nick Saban probably seen the writing on the wall, we're not going to be able to match dollar for dollar with some of these dudes. I need to get out the game because otherwise my legacy might mess around and get a little blemish on it because people are going to be running through me because I ain't got that kind of money. And he don't have a mindset where he's going to let players dictate no money figure to him at all. So I think Kellen DeBoer is in a bad spot. I'm glad that when the job was offered to Steve Sarkisian, he turned it down. Because who the hell wants to follow the GOAT?
You're right.
He got more resources at Texas anyway.
Yeah.
That's true too. That's true too. Any other questions?
I don't think Bama really even cares much about national championships at this point. Right now, they're the most winningest national championship team in recent college football history. So I think probably their big wigs up at the top, they probably like cool with being mediocre.
No, bro. That Alabama animal is something different. It's just like Ohio State.
Well, that mean they're gonna pay. That mean they're gonna pay like they waiting, and that coach gonna get up out of there. He's on the hot seat right now, and they don't care if they gotta pay $60 million to get him up out of here. If they gonna do what they, if you saying that, they gonna do what they gotta do to get their man up in there, and he's on the hot seat. If he don't get it done this year, and he looked like he looked last year, and you're not at a place where you can say, let me wait to get my players in here. You got the best players in all of the country got left in here for you.
Yeah, but the thing is too that we not taking into thought is if you fire DeBoer, who else is there out there to hire right now?
Exactly.
Like
somebody.
You might as well wait this process out a little bit because it ain't even no coach that I can identify right now and be like he will win at Bama.
Nope.
Prime.
Nope.
I don't even think Prime can do that.
You don't think Prime could win at Bama?
Nope.
Man, you're crazy.
The reality is this.
Prime just missing the players. Bama got that money to get them players.
Yeah, but what offensive and what defensive coordinator is going to leave wherever they are to come and coach with Deion Sanders? If that was the case, he could get somebody to come and coach with him over there where he at in Colorado.
Man, Coach Prime got a Hall of Fame coaching staff over there.
He got a Hall of Fame NFL player coaching staff.
Together.
If them dudes ain't been coaching that long to have
man, they know the game. They know the game.
Hey, listen, I made a short. I made a short about Prime, and it's actually doing crazy numbers. Y'all should go check that short out that I dropped. It was an instant reaction about some of Prime's X's and O's, but nevertheless, Prime make his own coaching mistakes right now. Where is the best coaches at? They're in the SEC and in the Big Ten. I don't think Prime is on that level yet, bro. I know we love him.
No, he's not.
But we have to be honest about Prime. We see him making mistakes all the time.
Is Prime the offensive coordinator?
He hired the offensive coordinator.
Okay, so I'm just saying. I look at Prime as a quarterback, as a head coach. I look at Prime as someone who can get the players in position. And Colorado is pretty much, rolled out the red carpet and told him, hey, I don't know exactly how much money they say he has, but, it looked like they got at least a little bit of money to be able to try to compete. But I just feel like he is just the type of person that is a leader that can put the players and the coaches in a position. That's why I say what I say. Do I think he's one of the top head coaches out here? No, absolutely not. but I think he may be one of the top leaders out here when you're talking about college and being someone who you want to guide your young son through his years into adulthood. I
Hey,
don't think there's a better one out here. I'm sorry.
I lied. There's one dude I could see taking over Bama. I lied. It's one dude, and that got to be Lane.
You said who is that?
Lane Kiffin.
Lane,
Lane Kiffin is the only guy I could possibly see taking the Bama job and actually getting them back to somewhat what they was a few years back.
That depends. And he's at Ole Miss, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
but
Interesting.
is it the coach or is it the players?
I think, for me at Alabama, I didn't see I really don't know how to explain it because you're talking about a great program, historical program. Nothing has been wrong with this program really until we recently witnessed and talked about, which is crazy, in my opinion. And when you talk about teams that's made adjustments in their staff, like Ohio State, we was trying to see a lot of people didn't know what they was going to do, but we figured that making these decisions, now we see Sherman with this defense. So I don't know. Definitely something to look at.
Hey, T1 said, is it the coach or is it the players? T1, just use your own metric. It's the program. It's a mentality. The whole mentality left with Nick Saban, bro.
Like that. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. I like that one. I don't have a comeback for you right there, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
Great
I
point.
wonder, are they going to be able to hold on? Because they got a really good recruiting class right now. Are they going to be able to hold on to those guys when December roll around?
As long as the money right, they ain't going nowhere. These kids are loyal to the bag now, so the only way they leave is if somebody offer more money. They're loyal to the bag and they're letting it be known.
Not every player, though, bro. Not every player.
Yeah, not every player going for the bag, but as you can see, most of these players are going for the bag. And as I will be doing too. I want to know who's going to give me the most money. I might not make it to the NFL. Let me know where the bag is. I don't need a Big Ten. I don't need a conference championship win. I don't need nothing. Show me the bag. I got a 4-year career.
Let me ask you on this then, because I hear what T.Y.'s saying. You're a 5-star player, right? And your goal is to go to a specific school that you love. Will somebody be able to talk you out of going to that school for a couple of extra $1,000?
No, it's a couple of extra million.
Somebody did that already this year to us.
Yeah. We had that happen last year. Florida took 2 of our players, bro.
But was the player's dream school the Ohio State Buckeyes? And
yes, Braylon Womack, his dream school was Ohio State. There's plenty of evidence out there with him being a kid in a Ohio State jersey and all types of stuff. And he committed to Auburn over some dollars.
Yeah, I think it all depends on the player and the background. You've seen a lot of players, former football players. I don't think those type of players are so much worried about the bag. I think they're worried about the school, the education, the opportunity to play sports and make it to the NFL. But there are some kids that are, coming from certain situations and backgrounds. They want that money, and they don't care who offer it to them as long as they get it.
Yeah, Sean Pretty brought up a good point, man. We would never have seen this during the Nick Saban era. Alabama making TikTok videos in the locker room. Now, they would have never done that when Saban was there, I don't think. What's your thoughts on that? Has Kellen DeBoer lost the locker room? Has he lost whatever Saban has set up there? Is it all gone, or can he salvage something?
Oh, that's all gone. You can't salvage another coach's essence in your locker room. You got to create your own culture. So that's what the board has to focus on his way, not Saban's. Saban's way is out the window, and that's exactly why those kids were doing what they're doing.
I totally
Facts.
agree.
Yeah.
You got to be able to. I think in this position, you know, he should reach out to Nick Saban. You know, see if he could get Nick Saban to come into that locker room just for a talk with those guys. I think, you know, with all due respect, you should be able to do that. You know, you had to put your pride to the side and test the waters in some things and doing what is needed. You know, sometimes it's nothing wrong with asking for a little help to get to where you need to be or where you have a goal in mind, but you have to put your work in with it as well. So part of that is understanding that there's something going on in Alabama, and he have to be able to reach out to those people. And part of that work is you doing that, putting your pride to the side and understanding you need this help to get things going in a different manner that they are used to seeing in Alabama outside of not doing those things.
I disagree. I think you lose even more respect if you do that.
Why would he lose respect if you're going to step into the realms of something that was built by someone as great as Nick Saban?
Because he not Nick Saban ain't the captain of the ship no more.
So for Ohio State bringing guys in, like for example, I'm just saying, like you got teams that bring guys in the locker room and speak.
Yeah,
Whether it's
players, former
or coaches.
players. Not
So
we don't bring Urban Meyer into the locker room to speak to the team. We don't bring Jim Tressel into the locker room to speak to the team. We bring former players though. Yeah, you'll see former players scattered through the whole Woody. But Ryan Day is not giving up nothing on the hold that he got in what post game said, the essence that he brings to the table for the coaches that came before him. No, it's a tradition thing, bro. You gotta bring what you bring to the table by uphold and at the same time uphold the tradition of your program. You don't bring the last coach to do that, bro. That listen, if I'm a player, if you bring Nick Saban into the locker room and I'm here on the behalf of playing for you, I want to transfer and I want to go play with a coach with bigger balls. Period.
interesting.
Yeah. Well, let's turn the page a little bit. Let's talk about NFL action that's going to happen on Thursday. We got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys Thursday night. What's your thoughts on what the NFL might be like for your teams this year? And do you think y'all can make the playoffs?
Ooh, Post game ready for this. He got his Indianapolis Colts hat on. Go ahead, Post.
Already.
Well, you asked about the Thursday night game also, right?
Yeah.
Thursday night game is interesting. I just saw a stat before I got on live with y'all guys, talking about the difference of not having Michael Parsons on the field for the Cowboys to having Michael Parsons on the field for the Cowboys. And when they had Michael Parsons on the field, they were one of the better defenses in the NFL. When Michael Parsons wasn't on the field, they were one of the bottom defenses in the NFL. So I think Dallas knows if they're to be successful this season, they're gonna have to score a lot of points, fellas. And that's gonna be a lot of CD Lamb and Pickens and Ferguson and Dak Prescott staying healthy. I don't see Dallas. I think they'll make it interesting. I think they'll put up some points, but I think at the end of the game, Philadelphia will be victorious. Now, as far as my Indianapolis Colts, man, we've talked about this a few streams back. I'm not confident. I think they'll be okay on offense, but I'm not confident in Daniel Jones and his ability or his health. So and I think that division is winnable. One of these teams has to step up. I mean, I like CJ Stroud. I like Houston's defense, but their offensive line is a mess. Their offensive line is a mess, fellas. So I think the AFC South is winnable. I think the Colts did a good job adding some secondary help. And one pass rusher y'all got to look out for on that defensive line is Liatu Latu. I think he's going to break out this season and he'll be a force sacking the quarterback. So could they make the playoffs? Man, it's going to be tough, but that division is very winnable.
Yeah, that Thursday night game probably gonna get ugly. I think the Eagles is gonna do whatever they want. Um, last year the Cowboys were so banged up. I just don't understand the Micah Parsons thing because I thought they were building their team exactly how the Cincinnati Bengals built their team, where they're gonna have a high-powered offense. They're gonna try to get a lead in the game, and then they're gonna cut Micah Parsons loose on you. Moving him now is just like post game already said. It's a totally different defense now. So I mean, I really don't get the plan. That's why I'm going to take the Eagles. I think the Eagles is going to be able to run at them. But as far as my division, we winning that thing again. I mean, I keep on hearing y'all talk about the Falcons. You know what I mean? I just don't see nobody really messing with. We always struggle with the Saints for some reason. I don't expect that this year. We don't know who they trotting out. I don't care who they really trot out. I don't believe in no quarterback at the Saints this year. The Panthers is going to be bottom of the barrel. Y'all like to say I got the worst division in football, and I ring that true a little bit. But as we get healthy, it's going to get scarier and scarier. I mean, we without Tristan Wirfs the beginning of the season. Which is going to be a blow, but I think we'll be able to manage just with all the experience we got on the rest of our line. And I mean, Ibuka, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. I mean, I say the less. McMillan. We got probably the best receiving corps in the NFL. So I'm really comfortable with my team and what we're going to do. I think we're going to make the playoffs again.
They feeling great.
Hey, I'm a buck through. You feel me, T1? Hey, I'm a buck through and through.
Buck.
Yeah, I got to go get me a Ibuka jersey. He wearing that number 2, just like he did at Ohio State too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You better be glad you wasn't born in the 70s and the 80s.
Hey, listen.
They was doormats back then, bro. They was doormats.
You're damn right.
I think.
Hey, I was born in 94. You feel me? Talk to me now.
I think me and T.Y. feeling the same way about our team, man. I think that offensive trio, everybody know we've got coming back offensively. I think what's going, get swept under the rug is the fact that we've had a whole offseason for this defense to get right and go against 2 of the top receivers in the NFL, along with one of the top quarterbacks, if not the top quarterback, in my opinion, in the NFL, along with 1 and 1A. You know how I'm gonna come about my guys Chase and Higgins, and I think a lot of people gonna get welcome to Chase Brown a lot more this year. One of the slept-on running backs last year. Without Chase Brown, our offense is stalled out to a passing game, and with the injury that happened to Zach Moss, I mean, he's just been a great back, and I think coming into this year, I'm gonna give him 1,100 rushing yards. I'm gonna say that now and put that in a mark. He's that type of back that could go over 1,000, and I'm gonna give him 1,100 this year. But I think our defense is going to be something that has to step up, even if they play half as good. But I think this year you'll see a totally better Cincinnati defense than performed last year, going against, like I said, that offense in practice. You have no choice but to get better.
Hey, Mark, one thing about Al Golden, baby, he gonna send 8 blitzes. He gonna send all 8 and only leave 3 in coverage. I promise you that.
Cam Taylor-Britt, he's going to be a shutdown corner this year as well. I think he could definitely be a shutdown corner this year. The way he played last year, a couple penalties, but I think this offseason having that work against Higgins and Chase, along with that Michigan secondary we have back there, Hill will be back for really his first start to a healthy season in Cincinnati since he's come. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, the signing of Hendrickson, Big Stewart in the offseason, I think is about to be a different ball game in the jungle this season.
Man, Moss, I'm gonna have to talk to you a little more so that I can get some of that confidence that you have for my Bengals defense
Man.
because I ain't there. They, I know that we have our people out there, but what I saw in the preseason, it just disgusts me. And our offense is just too high powered to have something like that over on the other side. That's just like two pretty people, nice pretty couple just making an ugly baby. It just don't make no sense. And it don't make no sense how bad that defense is compared to the Cincinnati offense. But you know, anything is definitely possible, and we just need that defense to do a little, just get a couple stops for us, get a couple
Hey,
stops for us, and we'll try to see if we can outgun them. You know what I
hey,
mean? So
T1.
yes, sir.
I've said this before. If the Bengals defense could just be average,
Yeah,
just average,
yeah,
y'all gonna be really good.
yeah. And that's all. That's pretty much all I was just saying. That's what I'm saying. Just be average. Don't just stink. Like they stank in the preseason. Not stink. They stank in the preseason. It was bad to watch. It was disgusting. So let's just hope, like, if they can and really just even hey, post game, even close to average. Just don't be shitty. If they could be close to average, and like I said, just make some stops here and there. Don't give up too many big plays. Don't just keep going 3 and out. Let the offense take a break for a second. So let's I believe in them though, but I just don't believe in my defense yet. I'm hoping.
Dang,
Yeah.
that boy's phone jumped like he in a trap house.
That was my phone. Look, I gotta get like y'all to where I'm doing it on my laptop.
Oh my God, back to back. Man, let me hold some money,
I have
T1.
to,
Let me hold
I
some
have
money,
to
man.
do it. You already know who that is. So yeah, so let me go over to my other squad. I'm the only one on here with 2 squads. I have 2. Everybody know that I'm all
You really
Ohio.
got four. You really got 4 squads. You forgetting about the Steelers and the Raiders.
Well, that's who I grew up. That's who I grew up loving when I was in the Terrace. Those were my teams. There was no Cincinnati or Cleveland back then. It wasn't. I was straight silver and black, and then yellow and black. I was straight, and I was diehard. I was diehard. So
The homerism hit you.
yeah, as I got older, I think once I hit that 13, once I hit that teenage age, and I discovered, that I was actually in Columbus and in Ohio, just everything just changed.
He's seeing that Icky shuffle.
I'm just a committed type of person. But if Cleveland just had a piece of a quarterback, Cleveland could be a completely different team because we all know what that Cleveland defense can do, and Cleveland's defense is going to do their job. It's just will that offense have enough to move the ball and do something and upset somebody, and I think it's going to be all bad. I've seen that Cleveland schedule, and I don't care who's at quarterback. I don't believe that they're going to win any of their first 4 games. They could easily start the season 2-6, but I think they're definitely starting 0-4. I wish it would be. I wish I could say different, but and you're not starting a season like that and getting anywhere close to the playoffs, and then by that time, cats just get to playing just to get their paycheck.
Man, looking at their schedule, they might start 0-6.
Look, you heard me say 2 and start off 2-6 because they got a couple possibles they can get in there with the Jets in New England, but even the way New England looking like they're growing, and New England beat us last year. So, it's a tough one, but I know one thing for sure. I can't wait till Thursday.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
What's your thoughts on your
Sean Perry
Tennessee?
said his Steelers winning the division.
Who said that? Who said that?
Sean Perry said that the
That
Steelers winning
it ain't happening. It ain't happening, P Rock.
Not with 60-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it ain't happening.
Oh, my
You're gonna be
camera's
getting chased down. You already
Right.
know.
Y'all might as well just say we're putting our trust in Aaron. If you say you say y'all winning the conference, you're saying that Aaron Rodgers is gonna come in here and light it up. And I think the old man ain't doing nothing but stealing money at this point.
Respectively, they do got a crazy defense, man. If we could have their defense, I'll say Super Bowl right now for Cincinnati. But I mean, I think that's going to be one of the most watched divisions, our AFC North. I think 3 teams could actually get in the playoffs. I think that's how good the balance is this year on the offensive side and defense, and we know what Baltimore is bringing. And I've just been watching clips of Chris Henry and him and Adam Sandler. He getting a part of the movie if he get 2,000 rushing yards. So you know Baltimore going to be on one this season. So I just can't wait, man. Thursday going to start it off. Sunday, football is back. Football is back in full effect.
All right. Y'all got any other questions on the docket before we wrap up? We've been going for over an hour. Anything else y'all want to talk about real quick?
What's your thoughts real quick before we get out of here? You got the #1 draft pick, and you know we've seen some good things out of him. What's your thoughts about just the overall landscape moving forward with your Tennessee Titans? I don't know if y'all can get to the playoffs this year, but give us your thoughts on your Titans.
Real quick, our goal is not to get the #1 pick again. That's it. That's all we want to do is not get the #1 pick again. Because if we do, that means we were shitty as hell again.
Y'all want to get Arch Manning?
Arch ain't coming out.
Y'all want to get Arch and trade Cam?
No, they wouldn't do that no way. Arch got to stay. He needs these 2 years.
Man, y'all better try to get that #1 pick, man.
No. I mean, it's good to get it, but at the same time, that means your team is weak. I want to be good.
Man,
I'd rather be good to get the #1
He
pick.
said I want to be good.
y'all need to add talent, man.
I feel you on that one, man. But other than that, that was pretty much. I know I might try to jump in and do my Cincinnati Bengals preview this week. I'll jump in the chat and see we're going to do that sometime this week before Sunday, even possibly before Thursday. Outside of that, man, we just appreciate everybody tuning in. SP, Miss Robin, we seen you in here, Papa Whitmore, as we call you, Pops. Everybody else that's tuned in all across the world, we greatly appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tune in to all the channels y'all see coming across at the bottom. Like, subscribe, turn your notifications on because it's football season. We're going to be dropping shorts, videos, doing our seasonal previews for our NFL teams, respectively. If you're a fan of your team, talk to us, let us know. We could get you on and with us as well as we do our preview, or get your own opinions with your own preview show and interview as well. So we here, we want to do it, and we don't mind. We got the time. So make sure you lock in and tune in for those as well.
Do y'all got a show tomorrow, FanDuel, you and Parlay Pope?
I gotta holler at him. Yeah, I gotta holler at him. Hey, any of y'all want parts of that?
I got
Post
you. What
game?
time? Let me know what time. I got you.
Probably be 7 o'clock again if we go.
I got you.
I'll let you know.
Drop it in the link.
All right.
And then, did you want to slide in some of them? I'll tell you about that when I send it to you in the chat for tomorrow.
Cool. All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate everybody joining in with us. We're going to be out of here for the night. Thank you for joining. As always, peace.